I am now going to take you for a 20-minute relaxation, stretch and strength session. Let's start with your posture, popping your heels out and your toes out with your knees nice and soft. Thinking about putting in your pelvic floor, your front and back passage, and engaging your core, pulling your belly button in towards your spine and relaxing your shoulders down. Let's take our focus to the breath, taking a nice deep breath in through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Repeat this a couple of times, and with each exhale, just letting your body and mind relax. I'd like you to really focus on taking that deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, really filling those lungs and feeling your ribs expand. Inhaling calm for your body and mind and exhaling any tension. When you are ready, taking a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring your right ear down to your right shoulder. Nice and slowly back to center and take it down the other side. Breathing in as you move your head back to the center point. Breathing out as you bring your ear down to your shoulder. Feel the muscles in your neck lengthen. Relaxing those shoulders and moving with intention. Think about what feels good for your body. Taking a nice big deep breath in, bringing those palms facing each other, breathing out and opening those arms all the way up into a Y position. From there, breathing in back to center and repeating, taking your gaze all the way up towards the ceiling, ensuring that you are keeping your core engaged and supporting your spine, drawing your belly button in towards your spine and moving with the breath. When you are ready, we're just going to nice and slowly turn to one side, bringing your palms together in front of your belly button, and we're going to pull the elbow back, extend that arm back behind us and take our gaze all the way over our thumb. Changing arms each time, and again moving with that breath, breathing out as we extend all the way back behind us, breathing in back to center, keeping your core engaged throughout to support your spine and moving with what feels good for your body. From there, we're nice and slowly now going to come into a swing and squat. So bringing your arms all the way down the side of your body, we're squatting all the way down, then lifting those arms all the way up above your head. Coming all the way up onto your toes if you want to add in a bit of a challenge element. Hinging through the hips, coming down, keeping that weight through your heels and big toe, and working with that breath. Nice and slowly now, just loosening off those ankles into our little dressage horse bounce. And when you're ready, coming to the end of your mat. We're now going to start with some roll downs, taking a nice deep breath in, just thinking about having those knees, hips and ankles all in line. Tucking your chin under, and when you're ready, on your exhale, curving all the way down through each vertebrae in your back, nice and slowly, letting that body hang. Take a nice big deep breath in, then as you breathe out, we're going to roll all the way back up, articulating through each vertebrae in the back, tucking that chin in and peeling that body down as if you're peeling it off the wall, keeping that chin nice and close to the chest as you come all the way back up again. You can add a shoulder roll at the top. When you're ready, coming down, taking a nice big deep breath in at the bottom of that movement and slowly curving all the way back up. From there, we're going to slowly come all the way down into our 4-point position. Coming all the way down onto your stomach, finding a space that feels comfortable for you. Bringing your big toes together and your arms and head into a capital E position. Pulling your belly button in towards your spine, imagining you've got a lovely juicy blueberry underneath. You're going to gently inhale, exhaling as you lift the top of your body off the floor, pushing away through those hands. Breathing in back to that starting point and exhaling, coming back up. You can lift your hands off the floor as a harder alternative if you would like to, into what would be more known as a skydive position. If you want to increase that even further, you will come all the way up with your out breath. Take a nice big deep breath in, extend those arms all the way in front of you, breathing out and then breathing in as you're coming all the way back down into your starting position. Again, breathing out, breathing in as we push those hands forward, breathing out, bringing those elbows back to your E position, and breathing in as you come back down. Repeating this or the other two options with whatever feels best for your body today. You're working all the lower back, and keeping those big toes together will just mean you won't get your glutes involved in your bum as much as you would if they were apart. We're now going to come in a side lying position. So if you want to lay on your right side, extending that body out so your ankles, knees and hips are stacked, nice and straight, extending your arm out if your head rests comfortably there, or bringing your hand between your shoulder blades and letting your head rest on your forearm. Bring your hand out in front of you just to help with your balance, pulling in your core and lifting those ribs away from the mat. Taking a nice big deep breath in, and then as you breathe out, lifting that leg and lengthening, pushing your toes as far away from you as you can. Breathing in, back to center, breathing out, lifting that leg. You can then continue with this or breathe in, bring that leg all the way in front of you. Breathe out all the way back towards that nice strong posture. You could flex the foot as you're coming away, point the toes as you're coming back. If you're struggling with balance, you can also bend that bottom knee. You should feel this all the way through your hips and the inside and outside of your thighs, depending on what movement you are completing. Again, remembering to keep that core engaged throughout, pulling those ribs up and away from the mat and your belly button in towards your spine. Working with that breath, breathing in as you come away from the body, out as you're bringing your foot back towards you. You can give yourself a nice massage across your thigh and bum, just to help with any tension in those muscles. When you are ready, coming onto your back, placing your hands on the floor, palms down, pushing those hands away from you, popping your heels out and toes out so your ankles, knees and hips are all in line. Taking a nice big deep breath in as you breathe out, lifting that leg into tabletop position, bringing those ribs and hips together. Extending that leg out as if you're going to turn off a light switch with your toe, and then pulling that leg back in towards you. So we're breathing out as we're extending that leg out, breathing in as we're bringing that knee back towards us. Thinking about keeping our core nice and strong and our ribs and hips together throughout this exercise. Also tensing the thigh as you're extending that leg out to switch off our imaginary light switch. Coming all the way back down, and then we are going to repeat the same on the other side. Taking a nice deep breath in, breathing out, lifting that leg, pulling those ribs and hips together, and from there we're going to extend out, squeezing that thigh and lengthening through that leg. Really imagine you're trying to turn off and stretch towards the light switch to turn it off. Keeping those shoulders back and down away from your ears. Continuing that deep thoracic breathing in through your nose, filling those lungs, opening those ribs, and breathing out through your mouth. Keep moving through this exercise at a pace that feels good for you, thinking about your technique and posture throughout. When you are ready, nice and slowly take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, lowering that leg all the way down towards the floor into your starting position. Let's go into a full body stretch now, stretching out those hands and legs, imagining that you've got a piece of string on your fingers and toes, pulling your body from one side of the room to the other, lengthening, stretching, and releasing any tension. Staying here for a moment or two, and again just focusing on that breath. Inhaling calm and exhaling tension. When you are ready, we're going to come over onto the other side now. So we're going to come over onto your left. Again, making sure those ankles, knees and hips are all in line, pulling in that core and thinking about that pelvic floor. Lifting the leg and lengthening with that out breath, breathing in back to center. You can stay here or you can breathe out, lifting that leg, breathing in and bringing that leg all the way in front of you so that you are challenging your balance and making that exercise slightly harder. Breathing out back to center, remembering you can bring that foot a little bit further back behind you to engage your glute, your bum muscles that little bit more. You should feel this all the way through your hips and bum and the outside and inside of your thighs. You can bend that bottom knee to help with balance if you do feel like you're wobbling. It's important that you keep good posture with this and you're not rocking those hips forwards and backwards as you move through the movement. Just a few more repetitions here, remembering that you can flex the foot and pointing the toes if you want to with the movement. But again, it's whatever feels good for you and your body today. When you're ready, slowly lowering that leg down, bringing your knees in towards your chest and giving your leg and bum a nice massage. Just loosening off any tension and slowly coming up into a seated position. We're going to start with lengthening through the spine, so popping your fists into the floor, pretend you've got a piece of string on the top of your head, lengthening towards the ceiling. Taking a big deep breath in, tucking your chin in as we did with the roll downs, and as you breathe out, just slowly letting those hands slide along the floor in front of you, coming all the way back up, lengthening, tucking the chin in, keeping the core engaged, slowly sliding forward and coming all the way back up. You may feel this in the back of your legs, bum, back, shoulders. Just move through the motion, and with every exhale, think about letting tension out of those muscles and letting it all go. We're now going to come into a comfortable seated position. I like diamond legs, but you might like cross legs. Bringing your fingers to your chin and your thumbs to your collarbone, taking a nice deep breath in, and with the exhale, turning to look all the way over to your left. Breathing in all the way back to center, and then taking that movement all the way round to your right. So you're getting a nice bit of mobility through your torso, working with that breath whilst keeping that core and pelvic floor engaged to support your spine. Breathing out and in. Breathing out and in. Nice and slowly now, shuffling your bum all the way to the other end of the mat. We're just going to come into some roll downs, but before we begin, we're going to start with a pelvic tilt. So what I'd like you to do is pop your hands under your knees and then think about your nice big deep breath in and pulling your pubic bone to your belly button so you get a bit of a rounded C shape in that lower back. You can stay here working with the breath, breathing in, bringing your pubic bone to belly button, breathing out back to neutral, or you can pop your hands out down either side of your body. And again, keeping that core engaged, we're going to breathe in as we bring that pelvis in towards our belly button, breathing out as we slowly lower our body down. Breathing in at the bottom for a slight pause, breathing out as you move back up to your starting position. Working through this, seeing if you can come down a little bit lower each time, but again, listen to your body and what feels good for you. At any point, you can pull it back to your pubic bone to belly button and work with the pelvic tilts. You can also come all the way down to laying, keeping it controlled, keeping those arms over your shoulders, putting in your belly button towards your spine, and coming all the way up with that out breath, taking a nice big deep breath in, bringing your pubic bone to belly button, coming down, and with that in breath, bringing those hands all the way over the head, breathing out, coming all the way back up to that seated position. And again, just moving through, stretching those fingers towards the ceiling or the wall, lengthening through everything, releasing any tension, and flowing with the breath. Slowly coming in to a full body stretch, imagining you're a cat stretching out in the sun, with a piece of string pulling your fingers and toes from one end of the room to the other. Taking that focus to that breath, inhaling through the nose, filling those lungs, opening those ribs, and exhaling through the mouth. When you're ready, bringing your arms either side of your body, your feet up towards your bum and your knees and ankles together. Slowly dropping your knees all the way down to your left and then taking them all the way over to your right. So you can feel that stretch all the way down the side of your body and lower back and into your hips. Breathing in as you're coming back up to the center, breathing out as you're dropping those knees all the way down to the side. Still thinking about that core and pelvic floor, keeping them engaged throughout to support your spine. When you are ready, extending your left leg all the way out and bringing it up towards you. If you've got particularly tight hamstrings, you may find you have a bit of a bend in that leg. That's absolutely fine. I'd just like you to bring your leg towards you and extend as far as you can feel a stretch through the back of the leg, but making sure it's not a strain. Working with the breath, with every out breath, just slowly bringing that leg a little bit closer towards you. And after 3 deep breaths, nice and slowly lowering that leg down and changing legs. Bringing those shoulders away from your ears and down towards the floor. When you are ready, nice and slowly beginning to lower that leg all the way down towards the floor, taking your time to come over onto your front, bringing your left arm under your forehead and your right foot up towards your bum. Bringing your hand around your foot or trouser leg, or just keeping your foot towards your bum if that's what feels most comfortable for you. Taking a nice deep breath in. As you breathe in, pushing those hips down into the floor so you feel that stretch all the way through the front of your thigh. If you feel like you've got any tension or pain through the lower back, just pop that forehead directly onto the mat rather than resting it onto your forearm. After 3 or 4 deep breaths in and out, changing legs, same again, bringing that foot towards your bum, keeping that core engaged. And with every out breath, just letting those hips sink into that mat further and further. When you are ready, pushing your bum back towards your feet, bringing those big toes together and popping those knees out nice and wide. Taking a nice big deep breath in, and as you breathe out, pushing those hands all the way in front of you and just letting your body sink into the mat. So you feel that stretch all the way through your back. With every out breath, just nice and slowly trying to increase that stretch a little bit further. Lengthening and releasing any tension. When you are ready, nice and slowly coming up into a seated position. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. You can stay around for a bit of relaxation now if you would like to. Take a moment now to let your body be completely supported by the mat beneath you. Close your eyes if that feels good. Let your shoulders soften, your jaw unclench, and your breath deepen. With each exhale, feel your body melting down, releasing any final tension, from the tips of your toes to the space between your eyebrows. You've just moved with strength and intention. Now is your time to restore. Bring gentle awareness to your breath, inhaling deeply through your nose and exhaling slowly through your mouth. As you breathe, imagine sending calm and ease through your whole system, nourishing your nervous system, softening your muscles, and creating space in your mind. Gently scan from the top of your head down through your neck and shoulders, through your arms, chest, back, hips, legs, and feet. If you notice any areas still holding on, invite them to soften. No effort, no force, just presence and permission to let go. Thank you for showing up for yourself today, for your mind, your body, and your soul. As we close our session, bring your attention back to the 5 pillars of your well-being: movement, nourishment, hydration, sleep, and balance. You've already honored your body with movement today. Let that choice ripple out through the rest of your day or evening. When you are ready, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, bringing awareness back into the room. Roll onto one side and slowly bring yourself up to seated. Take one final deep breath in and sigh it out. Thank you.